All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, what's up, Shizdo Lee? What's up, Tool Man? What's up, Kenneth Williams? I see the chat out here. Y'all were ready, and I'm glad. I'm glad because Dea, today we've got a great show. So everybody sit back, relax, and for the next hour and a half or so, maybe 2 hours. We talk some gaming, then we go enjoy the rest of our week. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and Dea, today, first of all, when it comes to the unlimited truth, we got to talk about the topics first and foremost, and
Okay.
then we're going to close out talking about, we're going to focus a bit some more positive to close out the show with our final thoughts, right? I
Awesome.
think that's a good mix, how to do things because with this stuff we got to talk about it because it's just so crazy to me, Dad, the juxtaposition between what a week could do, right? What a
Hmm.
week could do. And I know Sony announced a week ass showcase for next week, um, and everything. But the
Do you plan on commenting on it, or just I
uh,
personally don't care, but
yeah. I don't really watch their shows real time. Tuck will give me a play by play, right? And
okay.
yeah, and then if there's anything interesting, maybe I'll check it out. But I don't focus on Sony shows. Look, I got tricked into watching one last year, and it was so bad that I told myself I can't. I'm not being tricked into that no more, Dea. The showcase they did last year after not having a showcase for literally years was so bland and so dull. I'm just like, how is this comparable to what they do, what Xbox did with their January showcase in June and everything? I don't
Exactly.
know, but I digress. Hey, what's up, Radiance? What's up, Radiance? But to get started, um the numbers have come in, and you know it's funny when Xbox does it, it's an Xbox problem. When
Hmm.
Sony or anybody else does it, they it's a gaming problem, right?
Right.
And so Sony says that PS5 sales as peaked. They have had after a 29% decline in profits, right, and everything. And then not only that, Daya, in the same week earlier this week, Daya, not only that, we learned that all the PlayStation exclusives from Square Enix fell. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, and Foam Stars also less than expected. Square Enix president says, and now they're targeted heavily for going multi-plat. And I
Hmm.
think a part of that is going to be these Final Fantasy games going to Xbox PC as well,
Right.
because to make some money. The same way Microsoft put 4 games on other platforms to test them. I think Square Enix is going to do the same with their games. They're going to put those games that were previously exclusive on Xbox and PC and wherever else they might not be, maybe
Hmm.
Nintendo as well, and
Hmm.
to reap some what they sell because their numbers was also awful. But Daya, where is I gotta ask the obvious question here. Hey, what's up, Faded Blaze, and what's up, Devil Shooter? Sony likely going full PC. Well, Devil Shooter, I've been saying for years, I don't see this generation ending without them doing day one PC with their
Agreed.
games. Helldivers 2 being their lone success on PC. And here's the thing about Helldivers 2: most of the success was so heavily PC, Daya, that it's going to be harder for the new and they made somebody else the new CEO, so they got two CEOs, which is
Two.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yep.
Let's look, guys. There's a reason why there aren't two quarterbacks. You don't have two head coaches. The NBA's don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't have two head coaches. Two leadership roles usually don't work. So as they're going to inevitably butt heads over some stuff, and one might win out. I'll get to that shortly. But back to the main point, Daya. Um, we get all this news, and I don't see any videos. I haven't seen a single Sony is dead video, Daya. I haven't seen a single Do you trust Sony? I haven't seen anything, even though their numbers and then they aren't nearly as big as Xbox, and yet Daya and Zink, thank you for joining. And yet they don't get even a tenth of the hate Xbox got for what they did. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
so I'm trying to pull up a mirror to everybody saying, hold on. Once again, I have to ask, why don't anybody dare ever draw the line with Sony? There seems to be no line drawn with them, no matter how bad they say profits are declining, sales are declining, nobody's buying their games. Third party exclusive they have, nobody's buying. Right, the numbers are just as bad as ever. They're trying to force next gen by 2026, and then everybody. It kind of feels like we're the only one who's willing to admit Sony has a disaster in their hand. So they make sense to me, because I'm extremely confused here, because I'm not seeing nothing. There are still outlets like Gaming Bolt Dea, 1.27 million subscribers, and they're out here making videos as of this week talking about how scared they are about Xbox future. Who we learned today starts a new studio under Activision, but I got to pass the mic to you, because maybe you're level headed too, so maybe you could make some sense. Yeah, that's right. Forspoken, Faded Blaze failed, Babylon Fall, and Forspoken failed so badly. And got his butt kicked by Hi-Fi Rush.
It did. Hi-Fi
that within a month after it released, they closed that studio and folded them devs, man. But yeah, make it make sense.
Well, I get. Let's look at this. Let's look at the title. Let's start there. It says here that Sony says PS5 sales have peaked after 29% decline. Well, let's think about it for a minute. Let's just sit back and think. What was Xbox's number for the hardware decline? It was 31%, right?
Yeah.
But it's Xbox is dead videos all over the place. Now, make it make sense to me. 29%, 31%. Is that really all that far from each other?
No.
Okay, by a couple of percentages. So, in other words, both the companies are doing the same thing when it comes to hardware sales. And now what they're saying is that Sony is in a better position than Xbox because it sold more consoles. I do not know when they're going to get past the fact that consoles have done nothing for Sony. Sony has laid people off, lots of people. They have shut down studios left and right, and they may even do more. And now they're suffering the same type of decline, but they don't have the same services. They don't have the games that has reoccurring income the way Xbox does. So Xbox is in a far better position. Also, Xbox got rid of those studios because they could. They could have kept the studios, in all honesty, and just built up from it if they wanted to. But they're not a stupid company, right? They're not there to lose money. I mean, quite honestly, no one, look, as much as I love Hi-Fi, I bought Hi-Fi like you did, played a little bit of it. But I put it in my backlog because I do that with games. I have so many games that certain games go in my backlog, and when I get the time, I go to them so that way I can put a lot of time in them, right?
All right.
Okay, so, but I loved Hi-Fi. I thought it was a highly polished game. But let's be real here. Nobody bought the game, and nobody played the game. This is just a fact. And Phil, whom I've apologized a couple of times to, was trying to save not only the game, but the studios. If Hi-Fi Rush could have been a breakout hit, that probably would have saved Tango. So, but he kept his mouth shut and took all that fire from all of us that didn't understand anything. Zinc probably understood.
I didn't fire at him.
Yeah, Unlimited is always level head, but for me, I could not connect those dots. I didn't understand what Phil was doing.
And I understood you and Unlimited when you had your discomfort about it. But you and Unlimited didn't jump out the window and just act a complete fool. That's when you could have a cordial conversation. But the way the others were acting, it was absolutely insane. Go ahead, Peter.
Right. And I never forget what Phil has done for the Xbox brand. I do not forget that. Or just gaming in general. He's propelled gaming. And to get back to the whole thing with the exclusivity, now to get to the Square Enix information, because you gave a lot of information there.
Yeah.
What I see, and this is an opinion of mine. I'm not saying I'm somebody who has some inside knowledge or anything, but I believe
you do have inside knowledge. Don't belittle yourself like that. And accountants always give too much information because they know they're confusing us.
Zach be telling our secrets, man. I hear that spite in his voice. Like,
but I honestly believe that this exclusivity push that's has been orchestrated by Microsoft. I think this is the direction that they wanted, and I think it was a little subtle hint when Satya said he don't really care for exclusives, and I think he meant it, but not in the way that other people think. He wasn't being kumbaya Satya when he said that. He said that because it means more profits.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what does Microsoft do? Okay, they don't wait to become a leader to anything. They decide where the market goes. So they decided we're going to force this. We're going to put some games in other places, see what happens. I think they were trying to see what happened, but also that was their backdoor into the other platforms.
They know what happens, Dia, because they figured that out with Minecraft. Minecraft, remember, that market cap was only 2.4 billion when they purchased Minecraft, and they grew that to the biggest game, period. And I always use, because they never gave us exact numbers, but I always use Roblox as the barometer. Roblox is massive, and it was at 30 billion at the time. When Minecraft was north of that, so they know what the different games can offer. Go ahead, dear.
Exactly, and let's face it, big companies like Microsoft, they don't settle the way Sony did. They look to get more. They said they want to grow to 3 billion, and they mean it. And I think when people don't take them seriously when they say that, I just put it this way: if you're in the business of gaming, you better be serious about it, because I do believe that's what they're trying to do. And so Microsoft is like, okay, they want to keep exclusivities. We don't want to do that. How are we going to change this? They forcing it. Sony doesn't have a choice, because why? Microsoft makes more money on their platform. They bring more money to their platform than any other publisher. Sony cannot help but work with Microsoft. They can never make Microsoft an enemy again, ever. This is what people don't understand about that. And
thank
Nintendo,
you for saying that, dear.
Thank you.
I'm going to go on that.
Yeah, you got to repeat that one. That was good.
And also with Nintendo, people act like Nintendo is infallible and all this stuff. Oh no, it isn't. Guess who also lost percentages when it comes to the hardware? Nintendo. Okay, and there is no guarantee. I don't care who says what. There is no guarantee in business. Their next console may do well or it may not. We don't know, and there's a lot of competition in the handheld market, so we don't quite know how things are going to shake out. Yes, Nintendo has their IP, and that's a strong thing for them. And they have the children's market, which is great. But if Nintendo ever wants to go beyond that, because believe it or not, for all the hardware that they've sold, for all the people that plays that, guess what? The majority of people are not on a Nintendo console. They are on phone, and I think second is PC. Right? So that's where the bulk is at. So
you got to be careful counting PC though, dear, because they're literally counting everyone, just like the phones are counting everyone.
Yeah,
because they're counting my mom.
They count me. They count me as a PC gamer because I sometimes stream my Xbox games.
Correct.
Yeah, and that counts.
Correct, well, and they also count. They count my mom too, and my 80-year-old mom. Don't laugh at my mother, dear. She plays Tetris. Dude, she beat Tetris. She beat as far as Tetris could take her for the mode she had, she beat it and called me at 2:30 in the morning to tell me that probably about 5-6 years ago. But it counts her. They count her as a gamer. So that's how wide ranging it is. But they're definitely going to capitalize on that with that Call of Duty mobile. They're going to put that garbage everywhere. Go ahead.
And just to address quickly something that Devil Shooter said. He said Nintendo has what no one else has: exclusives. By the way, Microsoft can decide an exclusive or a non-exclusive in a day. So that doesn't really, move the barometer when it comes to Xbox. But you're right. They've kept everything exclusive.
Hold on. Who said that?
Devil Shooter. You can address him after I'm done. And then,
go ahead.
And their most powerful IP in gaming. Well, yes, they've been here longer. I won't say they're the most powerful IP because you got to look at something like a Fortnite. No, that is powerful. because the numbers reflect that, and the amount of money that they get and how much reach they have reflect that. Nintendo is well known. They got strong IP, don't get me wrong, but there's two barometers to that, in my opinion. You got that classic IP like Nintendo that everybody knows, is well known, is it has longevity because it's been around for a long time, because of the youth market that picks up on the Switch. And I'm not putting Nintendo down, but I'm just trying to define how I see Nintendo. That is strong among that demographic. But when you look at Fortnite, everybody plays Fortnite. I know you guys know King David, right? If you're in the community, you will know about King David. He plays it. He talks about how much fun he has in it and stuff like that. He's older gentleman, right? So a lot of different people, different ages play Fortnite, and it's just very accessible to more people. It's everywhere.
Let's stick with King David. He plays Fortnite, and what Fortnite does that Unlimited is definitely too young to know this. Nintendo don't do what Fortnite does, which is make money on a daily basis from their games, and that's where he falls apart at. But King likes Fortnite, and Fortnite, they laid off people. Epic laid off people in the Fortnite division. Imagine that, because they don't not know how to properly monetize that game. They use too many titles that they have to pay people back for. When you use someone else's character, you owe them. So it's really, the profit margin is very small when you look at it that way. So they had layoffs, and I'm gonna let you go there, but I also want to throw this. No, I'll save it. You keep on going. I'm gonna write it down.
So I just wanted to address that. But Nintendo does have powerful IP.
Hey, one more thing, dear. Okay. Well, that guy Unlimited, he types faster than my mother. My mother could type like 135 words a minute before her stroke, and Unlimited types faster, I'm sure, because that's some loud keys.
That's probably his job. He's doing that every single day. But yeah, just to finish up real quick. Yeah, so Devil Shooter, yes, I respect Nintendo's. They've been around a long time, and they have contributed a lot to gaming. Unlike, in my opinions about Sony, I don't think they've contributed nearly as much as people give them credit for. I do believe Nintendo has, and they've weathered some of the worst times in gaming. And I respect them for that. I don't respect some of their consumer practices at all, and which is why I'm not getting anything with Nintendo because of that. That irks me. But apart from that, though, I respect their IP. I do think that they kind of hash out the same thing, but that's what their customers want. Hey, I say if it's a market for it, it's a market for it. I'm not here to gatekeep, Right. But if it's a market for that, then Nintendo does well at providing for that. But they rely heavily on their IP. But what I like about other studios, they offer that. But let's look at the strength of other studios. I give Sony credit for this. They really excelled in the movie game genre, like where you just telling like a movie in the form of a video game. They did well doing that, and you have to give them credit there because they understand movies and they brought what they understood to gaming.
Hey Shane G, we have to watch Dia. Sound like she's moving to the Sony side.
So get out of here. I'm never going to watch that. If I go Ponybot, you can end me, okay? Shane G can end me if I go Ponybot. But anyway, and as for Xbox, the reason why I'm with an Xbox, just to clarify the differences between the platforms, is that Xbox is innovative. They don't just innovate with software, because you're going to see very soon with AI and all that what they're going to do when it comes to what they can use with that technology into making games and stuff like that. But they innovate with hardware and they understand this stuff because they operate in tech very, very well. That's what they do. That's their strengths. And so therefore they understand gaming and everything. The only difference is Xbox brand did not have the money to access everything they needed. That was the only thing holding them back, because Microsoft just kept them limited. But
I disagree with you, dear.
I do. I think that if Phil could have bought what he's been buying now a long time ago, he would have did it.
When did Phil not have what he wanted?
Why didn't he acquire before?
When did he not have what he needed?
I believe that and I believe way back from the 360, they should have been acquiring. That's my personal opinion. I think they shouldn't have
All
relied
facts.
heavily. I think they
Correct.
shouldn't have relied heavily on licensing and
And that's
acquiring.
what Phil Spencer changed. And
Right.
you're right there. It was, but they were so successful at that point. And people cannot forget Terry Myerson. He was the leader. He was Windows. They were under him. And and Phil didn't have Microsoft. Xbox did not have a seat at the table. They were still growing. They were still that hot prospect at Microsoft. No one knew how good they actually were. Hey, does my mic sound okay today?
It's a little poppy. It's got little pops and stuff when you speak. Do anyone else hear that?
Yeah, I hear it.
You do. Oh, hi, Tuck.
How you doing?
Good video earlier.
Huh?
I say you did a good video earlier. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is
You know what? I tried to switch that. I'm gonna send my phone back.
Oh, you think that's the phone? Because I noticed that when you talked in, I've
Yeah.
been following other people.
And that's never happened to me. It
Yeah,
just
never.
recently started happening. So
Yeah,
that's
and
why I'm gonna keep my comments short. But to end this real quick on the 360 era,
Mhm.
Terry Myerson was in control until Phil met Satya and Terry Myerson and Tough Master at the water fountain. He said, Satya, Terry got that money from the Xbox division. Satya said, hey, Terry, is that true? And from that point forward, none of us have ever heard of Terry Myerson ever again. And then the Xbox, true though, have we ever heard of Terry Myerson again?
That's true.
Phil Spencer was allowed to, because you remember Epic was going through financial troubles. Gears was up for grabs.
That's right. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah,
and everyone was saying Sony should buy him, Microsoft can buy him. Phil Spencer he scraped up $345,000 after Terry Myerson left, got him.
Yeah, you're right about that. I stand corrected. Yeah, you're right. It's actually, my problem is not necessarily with Xbox and what they were doing, but mainly what Terry Myerson was doing in his time and how he held Xbox back.
You're not wrong, because it seems like that. And but you're not killing yourself. You're not killing us. You're not jumping out the window. You're not going nuts.
Right.
It's a conversation. I don't know everything, but I followed that closely. I followed the inception very, very closely. But go ahead and finish your dominance there.
Yeah. So I'm just to close it out, so you can go. So my point about the sales, I see the hypocrisy there. My point about what's happened with the exclusivity with Square Enix, I want to go hatch over that because a lot of people have talked about that. What I'll say in the meantime is that I personally believe Microsoft is directing the industry in that area because that's where they want it to be. And that means that at some point in time, probably Nintendo will follow suit. I think that the whole industry will be in, because why would they leave money on the table? Why do it? If they can still make a lot more money, I think they one day will do it. But right now, I think Sony has to do it. There is no option for them. And I will also say it won't be an easy road for Sony, not because I don't like PlayStation or anything like that, but it has more to do with how they burnt the PC community. I can speak on that.
You hear that too, man? Dia, always have a caveat to protect Sony. Go ahead.
But the PC community is not happy with this whole thing. With Ghost, I was thinking about picking up Ghost. That was the one game before I left the Xbox that I wanted. The PlayStation that I wanted to get before I left it. And I just
What do you mean, Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, I wanted to try that.
Well, I can't wait to hear Unlimited. I know it's not in this topics, but I want to hear someone that adores Assassin's Creed, that the new one that's coming out. Because I was charged.
I heard they got one that's coming in Japan or something like that.
Feudal Japan, and that's a Ghost of Tsushima killer. That is what Ghost of Tsushima should have been. What this game appears to me. But we'll hear what Unlimited has to say later.
Yeah. I had wanted to try because I wanted to see what the game would be like set in Japan. I think it's maybe Edo period Japan or something. I'm not sure, but I wanted to try it out. But I ended up abandoning the PlayStation before I ever got to the point of buying the game. So I just said, okay, I left my whole library behind, all that stuff. I told you guys that before. So I said, if it ever comes to PC, I'll try it out then. So it's about to come out, but you have to make an account to do that. And I said, for a single player game, because that's a single player game last time I checked. So it's a lot of ticked off people out there. And I just put it that way. And I think that Sony's going to learn real quick. They're not going to have an easy time like Microsoft did transitioning to the PC with their games. They're going to have a tougher time with it. But yeah, as far as all that's concerned, that's my opinion based on the topics that Unlimited brought out to me. You can go next now.
Yeah, excellent stuff there, Dea. But before I pass the mic, let me give shout out to the chat a little more. Because I see Jeremy Brown popped in, the homie Coco Fiend. What's up, Coco Fiend? Blast Fatality, Shane G, Mr. Kima.
Mr. Kima, all right.
David Cohen, man. Thank you guys for joining. Oh, and Shadow Knight Warrior, man. What's up? What's up? I'm good, man. Awesome. But Zinc. Zinc, man.
Yes.
Well, Zinc usually follows suit. He don't, So if he has something to say, he'll let me know. So okay. I'll go to Tuck. Tuck, you there?
Yeah, I want to do something real quick because you highlighted 727 with Mr. Kima.
Yeah, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on.
Oh.
He highlighted Mr. Kima. Folks don't know that Sony PlayStation has the lowest software attachment rate than all of the other consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's where Flip Money and I always say Sony didn't sell all of those consoles. It's the numbers don't add up to if you have 59 million consoles, all of those games that Unlimited and Dia named before I got here, those don't fail like that.
Right.
That's impossible. But go ahead, Tug, do what you do.
Well, you know what? My whole thing about this, like this fella and young lady, this is my whole thing about this. Now, you see how they talked about shipped. Now, everybody forgot all about, they said shipped. They didn't sell. They didn't say anything about sale. They said nothing but shipped. But everybody forgot all about the discrepancy in the message. They said shipped, not sold. So, but you know how Sony is. They're going to take that number right there and put that as sold because that's what they always do. I mean, they're going to talk about where they breaking records. I said, what records are they breaking? I said, do you see what they saying? They saying shipped. They ain't saying sold. And then all of a sudden you see where they said they console sales is down 29%. So this one thing I don't get about it, because all of a sudden they forget all about the description, about what they said in the description. They said shipped, not sold. So when they said shipped, leave it alone. But all these people forgot all about all these people say, well, they outsold the Xbox. No, they just shipped that many. And that's
hey, Tuck, let me jump in one. Let me jump in one time, Tuck. And it's called sold through to consumers. And shipped is a different number. And like 100 says, shipped where? When you don't sell through to consumers, then you don't get those unit sales. Unit sales meaning Horizon Forbidden Entertainment. And I know it, the Unlimited is really excited for the new Lego Horizon Forbidden Entertainment collaboration game that's coming out.
He's gonna stand in line to get the first copy, huh?
Yes.
I mean, and that's just the truth about what you just said. I mean, man, people, man, they need to just get over this thing about these consoles and all that stuff. Ain't neither one of these consoles, ain't any of these three consoles are selling right now, and they're not gonna start. And I'm like this. If their consoles down 29% right now, what makes you think that people are gonna go out there and buy the PS5 Pro? And the way the economy is looking right now, geez whiz. I mean, if they come out what they want to, it's not gonna sell as good as you think it's gonna sell. I mean, that's my whole point of view. I don't think it's gonna sell that many if it's already down 29% now. That number just gonna get worse. That's what they said.
Hey,
so
Tuck, let me Tuck, one time. Let me jump in here. And when you talk about console sales, everything reaches a saturation, there's a limit to all products in the consumer base that it's going to sell to. Consoles have reached market saturation, and once you get to a point like that, you're only going sideways. You only can increase margin by selling units, the software too. And like cars, automobiles are advancing, and they're going to be able to increase sales through cars by selling you various software packages. And Sony is stuck right there. And like we talked about earlier, you're staying at a certain point, and all console sales are is a talking point because the profit margin is only like $5, $6, $7, maybe $13 at best. It's not what a software sells.
Right. Yeah, you got that right. So, I mean, I'm gonna leave that on that deal because I want to hear what y'all got to say because I have to go back to sleep here in a minute because I have to get up at midnight tonight and go to work. So,
yeah,
Actually, I'm here to hear Dia
right now.
I'm here to hear Dia and Unlimited go off, and I just want to jump in from time to time.
Okay. Well, it's Unlimited is next. I think do you have anything to add to this conversation?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna feed off y'all for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to welcome 100.
Hey, what's up, 100?
Hello, 100. Thank you.
Oh my God, 100 is in the building, man. Oh my Lord.
Man.
And we have Plushies DX. Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so funny to see time after time, and it's funny because instead of reporting any of all this, they're back to the Xbox is putting their games everywhere mantra. Yeah. They're not going to stop, man. They're not going to stop with that, and I've just come to peace with that aspect. But for me, we look at the the decline in sales. Sony saying the PS5 sales have peaked. Nobody's buying their consoles anymore. No, they're not buying games. See, I think that's what gets me, Daya, and Zinc and Tuck. It's not only that the sales are down; it's that every game just fails.
Every one of them.
All of them.
And let me ask you guys a question. Do you still think that PlayStation is still going to drop a PS5 Pro?
Hey, I'd say no, but because hardware, that's a lot of money. But I know you guys were about to speak on it if you didn't hit it already. But Square going multi-plat, that is anger speak. When they come out, that's no hearsay. They came out and said that because they are not getting the numbers that Sony, I guess, allegedly promised them that they would get. So they said, hey, we're going multi-plat. That's crazy. That means they're not generating the numbers. So, but we don't hear everyone talking all of this nonsense about what they're going to do. You're just not. You don't hear all of the YouTubers voicing their opinion and digging a grave for Sony.
Well, they're saying they don't, exclusives aren't what they cracked up to be. They okay with it now. Now that Square is leaving, because Square was the last big holdout. But they were honestly at this point they were under contract from when that older CEO he locked Square Enix down for so long. I think they wanted to get from under that a long time ago and couldn't. I just think they was just stuck. But I don't know what they're doing. They wheeling and dealing behind the scenes to the point that they done wiggled out and freed themselves. I think do not expect any future games from this point forward to ever be exclusive ever again. Don't expect it.
Yeah. It's just the numbers have just been way too disastrous for Square Enix. That there's a reason why they're making this change. Because they also dealing. I mean, everyone in the industry is dealing with layoffs and all that other stuff, right? But with them, it's habitual with Square Enix, where every game didn't meet expectations, And for a while, they try to make it to where Final Fantasy was the one game that was, but now the dam even broke on Final Fantasy, where they're saying these Final Fantasy games aren't selling either. You know, and and then so the industry, the industry's definitely changing on that end.
Stick with that limit. It's like that chart you showed, the steady decline of hires that Sony had since 2012 or 2011.
Yep.
That looked like the same chart from Final Fantasy games. It's a steady decline.
It did.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it. A steady decline. No, but I say this. I think the decline has been a lot more steep with them these last few years because they've been hitting at this for a minute now. That they're going to go multi-plat. They're going to put their games everywhere. That these games aren't selling. And it just seems like this year it just came to a crescendo with Square, where there's no moss, no more. Yeah. We can't keep working with only Sony with these big $100 million games, man. And now with everything, we're seeing the we're seeing them reap what they sowed here, man. Another thing that this proves is that at this point, it's a misnomer to think that just because Sony is the quote unquote market leader, that means when you put your games there, people are going to buy it. That's we got 2 generations worth of games selling for that to still be a mantra with these studios, man.
I think they still use that Sony is the market leader. They're going to say it even when it's not technically true.
It makes them feel better.
Yeah, it makes them, they just pump up some, because we see how they ignore all the negative information. They've already lost financially. They're no longer in that position. So who makes the most income between Nintendo and Xbox? It's Xbox at this point, right? Or
Xbox always. Yeah. Hey, and you know what? And let me further show my dislike for Dia, because she cussed me out for not appearing. Shisno Elite hasn't been around in a while. I don't know where this dude, and I don't hear Dia cussing him out like she cussed me out.
I'm about to. Shisno, you about to get it. Where have you been? Well, he might get us when we had that long gap when we wasn't
facts. Facts. Well, let's get Shisno Elite here at 750. I don't see the need for a mid-gen refresh. Xbox Series X and S still have a lot left in the tank, in my opinion. I don't know about the PS5 though. Hey, I was playing Gears last night, and they have this mode where it's where if you kill one of the enemies, they'll float up in the air. Well, this grub, it was shot up way up in the air. I looked up and I'm like, damn, I shot it. I shot the dead body and it broke apart like a damn firework. I said, oh shit. I've never seen that before. And I told someone else this. They are steadily modifying that game. And you guys wonder why I play this shit so much, And it's part of why many couldn't understand what Sarah Bond was saying. AI is so important. King David had a video, and he was right about a lot of things, but he was epically wrong on something. But I still give him a 90% on that review. But the part that he missed is a part that Unlimited, I'm sure, wants to hit. He ended his video by saying he sees Xbox name disappearing and it turning into Microsoft games. That would cause Microsoft stock to drop, because Satya Nadella has said in many earnings reports, how integral the Xbox division is in the innovation of AI. They have a staple in Microsoft right now, especially after passing Windows for the important quarter that they did it in. And people see that, so they expect the Xbox division to continue these innovations in AI, in Azure, in cloud. They have done that, and it came from Satya's mouth. So no, they will keep their same entity. They don't do that. And if you want to talk about suits, literally, Hiroki Totoki is second in command of Sony. And the 2 new position shuffles report directly to Hiroki Totoki.
Exactly.
I'm positive, dear.
Yes.
Hiroki Totoki will hold a PlayStation controller upside down, just like Jim Ryan.
Yeah, he's the real CEO of PlayStation, as well as Sony. But he's the real guy. The money guy, the suit guy, is what's running PlayStation right now.
Right, right. Yeah. Hey, Sega man, what's up?
Hi, Sega man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, let me cut Sega Man off. Hey, Sega Man, Dia still haven't played with us yet.
Oh, that's right.
Stopped. I know. I talked to Sega Man about helping me with Gears 4, but I stopped because I've been playing Hellblade. I'm getting ready for Hellblade too. So
hey, were you playing Hellblade with MBG?
No, heck no.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. I strike that from my comment section. That was some bullshit on my part. Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, Hellblade's pretty good. I tell you, man, the sound that they did in that game is so creepy. It's so good. I think that's really that was innovative, because sometimes I find myself looking over my shoulder because I forget that it's the game. The voices just come out of nowhere and they might scream or tell you do something. Then I find myself doing something that they say and I say, oh darn it, why am I listening to these voices? I'm listening to the voices. I shouldn't listen to the voices. So yeah. So far I've been having a ball with it, been solving the puzzles just fine. People say the puzzles were super hard. They haven't been some of them take a little time, but that's it. Been having fun with it. Very atmospheric game, I'll put it that way.
Yeah. It's a very good atmospheric game. But before I pass the mic over to Sega Man, since he just joined, I had to. There's a troll that popped in a second ago, kind of threw off my thoughts.
Yeah, I saw
while Dave was talking. Yeah. But yeah, man, I just want to live in a world where people hold the same standards for everything. That's the only thing I ask. So when Sony puts out their atrocious numbers, and and their stock drops and all this other stuff, I just gotta keep asking the question: where's the same fire? Where's the same energy? Because everybody was so passionate last week, and we're going to talk about it soon about how Microsoft and Activision opens a new studio, right? Something that couldn't be possible because Xbox is dead. According to every single. And it's funny, insiders could predict everything except negative Sony news and positive Xbox news.
Yes,
and they seem to never ever be able to predict those two things, right? So when the truth eventually comes out, that's when they shut their mouths up even harder and double down on something they said about Xbox, which is always just hilarious to me. We're talking about a week where the Starfield update has Starfield running at smooth 60 frames per second and plays beautifully.
It looks beautiful.
I saw your video, Unlimited. I was about to comment on it, and then got a conference call that had to jump out.
Yeah, and it's just like the trajectory for Xbox is going up. And I guess the big what if right now is everybody's wondering if Xbox going to put their games everywhere. And my thing has always just been just because what I'm saying, put a pause on some of this stuff, and just let's let things. My thing has always been just let things play out. And man, I flipped it off.
Unlimited. Let me help you with that, and we can let Sega Man go off. Here's the thing, Unlimited. Everyone is going to converge on Los Angeles here June 9th, that week.
Right.
Who you coming to see? Xbox is the only ones that's there.
Right.
So they are literally carrying the gaming industry, and no one wants to acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really are. They really are. And when they as they carry the gaming industry, it's like they just get more and more hate and more lashes put towards them. My only fear with them carrying the industry this way is I don't want them to get this hero complex thinking that they got to be gaming savior, and they double down on say putting games elsewhere, because I see no point in having games like Starfield and stuff on PlayStation. You know, Xbox has its identity of games. The numbers have shown that the 4 games they put haven't even lit the world on fire. So I don't know why they would. I don't know what metrics they seeing that I'm not to think. You know what I'm saying? That's my only issue with them is that my fear, my ultimate fear. You know, and some of the chat may not like to hear this, man. It's Xbox think that you know, look at all we're doing for gaming, and then they think, well, let's go even one step further and put our games literally everywhere. You know, and Xbox has no real identity no more.
My problem with that, if the industry is going to go in that direction, they're moving way too fast, and these adjustments is hard for people who have adopted the PlayStation, whether you're the Xbox, whether you're on console or if you're through Game Pass or something. We can't keep adjusting to this stuff. It's a lot of change, and I think that they're losing people because of that. They need to, like I said, they haven't gotten people to get comfortable with Game Pass and the changes that's happening there. People are still waiting for the costs to hit there and to see how that's going to shake out, because a lot of people are waiting to see, hey, are my friends going to adopt the Game Pass thing, because I can go over there and we can all play together or something, or that might be a solution for some people, because I've heard some people say they're waiting to see what Microsoft is going to do with COD. So if that's the case, there's still a lot of unknowns and uncertainties that's going on. Not all negative, you know. Some people are looking at that, but for me, I have a problem. Is that I think Microsoft is moving too quickly in some of this stuff, and that's why I do believe some people are just walking to the PC because they think that they've forgotten the console. They think that that's no longer important to them, and I think that yes, I know they're making hardware, but that's not enough.
Hey, Cypher Type 1, you hear Dia over here. We got to watch Dia.
It's not enough. It's not enough, because if you got people in, and by the way, Hebot is another one, Zink, that was feeling like Xbox is not doing a good enough job at communicating to the console gamers. So you can ask him about that. But I think they need to slow down. And they're making big changes left and right and all that. And I think that's too much. And I do believe if they put all their games over there all at one time like that, I think that would damage the brain.
No. They won't. Let me calm you guys. They won't do that. But what they have to do is throw a lifeline to Sony. Sony will eventually kill themselves. But Microsoft is so dominant right now. They're dominant in the most progressive thing that is AI right now. And they can't kill Sony. They could say to regulators, hey, we gave them Sea of Thieves, a game that we have that has 40 million users. And they could say, we offered them this the exact same way we offered Apple $150 million. And hey, you don't have to give it back to us. And they created the iPhone and changed the game. But hey, we got to get Sega Man in here. But I know my phone might be bad, but you got to read Cypher Type 1 at 8 p.m. Read that and let's go finish killing this.
Xbox created a new Activision studio, but aren't they in turmoil? Yep. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute, man. We're going to talk about that after I get Sega Man's thoughts on this situation. But Sega Man, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Yeah, so Sega Man, it came out earlier this week that Sony, you know, they have a 29% decline in sales, a decline in profits. Their third-party exclusives like Final Fantasy Rebirth and all that has failed, and to where Square Enix is making huge changes, gonna be officially multi-plat. So I gotta ask you, Sega Man, where's the doom and gloom that we saw last week? Because you know everybody had something to say last week. You know what I'm saying? And now this week it's nothing, man. And I'm just trying to figure out, you know, where's the line in the sand when it comes to Sony? Maybe you can make sense of everything.
Well, man, that's the whole scenario of the so-called you know, Sony fan base. Anything that happens bad, you know, for Sony. You can hear, you know, excuse the expression, but you can hear a mouse piss on cotton, bro.
Right.
Can't you don't hear anything. Sony can do, you know, Sony can do no, it can do no wrong at all. This news coming out, they're always quiet when it comes to Sony, or you might have 1-2 naysayers come out and say, something to damage control it, you know what I mean, or try to put a Band-Aid on it. But they never do that. Like I said before, I've been saying this for a long time. Zinc has, everybody has on this panel. Any little thing that comes out about Xbox, they make a big, huge thing about it. And if you go on your Xbox and go on YouTube, or even on your TV, on your smart TV, and you push on YouTube and say, man, let me see what's going on in the gaming sector. You see 5 trillion videos of everything bad that's happening, or they think that's happening with Xbox. Every last goddamn video. Xbox this, Xbox is dead. Xbox should get out of the gaming business. You know, will Microsoft have another console? Will they survive next gen? Will Hellblade: Senua's Saga save Xbox? You know, things like that. You see this stuff all the time, every day, day in, day out, right, Brother Zink? And it's just ridiculous, the stuff that they put out about Xbox. They never, ever say anything so much about PlayStation at all whatsoever, man. You might have a couple, but that's it. But you know, they never get on Sony and you know, and what things are going on over there in the Sony camp. It's always Xbox, and I hate to say this, it's like a plague, Brother Zink. The plague of Xbox, in my opinion, it's been going on for a long time, but the plague of Xbox to me started in 2013, and it's never ended. The plague is still going on from 2013 to 2024 as I speak, and I don't think it's ever going to end. You have Zink's side piece, Sarah Bond, you know, coming out and trying to tell the gamers, hey guys, you know what? We got great games coming. We're going to have a great console that's coming out. It's going to be the most powerful console you ever seen. It's going to do things that that are going to be so out of this world. Like she's always, hyping up, the true Xbox gaming crowd. She's always visible all the time out there on Twitter or Instagram.
Second man, hold on. And it strikes a nerve, dude. You and Talkmaster just bring out the worst in me. Dude, Sarah Bond is the smartest dude in the room wherever she walks into.
Yes.
And she will say something, and people will discount it. She will tell you. She told you exactly what you were going to do. The whole slate, she said. And then you hear Destin Legary, I'm confused. You hear all of these so-called Xbox YouTubers say, I don't believe her. What the fuck? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, it's right. And another thing, they don't like Sarah. They know there's certain reason why they don't like Sarah Bond. There's certain reason why they don't want her in power. We all know what I'm talking about. I don't need to say what it is. That they don't want her. That they don't want her in power.
You know what pissed me off too? Take him in.
Yeah.
Hey, Hebot.
Hey, Hebot.
How are you? What got me mad? Hey, other thing. How are you, my brother? What got me mad is that you saw in her demeanor the hesitation behind her wanting to answer, and it wasn't because she was trying to be a coward. It was because she knew it was a touchy subject. She knew it was a delicate subject, and she knew that it was more than just gaming. You have people's livelihoods at stake, and however she answered was not going to be the right answer, no matter what.
Right.
She knew it.
Great point.
She knew that.
Hebot, allow me, please. Let me tell you something, guys, and this is the honest to goodness. Well, I don't have to say this is the truth, because you're gonna get this work when I say something like this. We are taught when we are delivering a presentation, if we have to cut jobs, we are taught to show a somber portion of our demeanor. And when it's time to elevate it, and so someone can be jovial about what we're discussing, then I can elevate my personality, show a smile. But when you're talking about the loss of jobs and the loss of someone's livelihood, then it's a different level that you speak of.
Well, you notice every time she answered, even after she gave the answer, what she went back to us. Right now, what we need to prioritize is the people's position and the future. He kept saying, and she also said, even though it may not make sense, and this is what she said. You know, obviously, I'm hyperbole. You know, not quoting her, not quote for quote, but word for word. But
Paraphrasing.
Right, paraphrasing. Thank you, Azizing. I was trying to remember the word. She was saying, like, it may not look like it makes sense, but unfortunately, it's part of the business when you're merging and when you're fixing for the future, right? In other words, she was trying to, in order for you, for have a prosperous future with better quality, right? When she was saying with better quality and long-term commitments, she used the word long-term commitments. Some decisions have to be made, even though they're hard ones. And people made it seem like she went up there and just did the interview with no soul, no care. Like she just went around like a coward. No, she didn't. It's because you motherfuckers don't have the intellect to read between the lines and understand the words that she's using. Right. That's the real reason why you guys didn't get it. Because most of you, the only way you understand is they tell you straight in your face, you're a fucking bum. And that's all you understand. And that's how you need to be talked to. But when you have intellect and you're an actual person with intelligence and learn how to, what words mean in school and pay attention, right? And actually learn how to learn the meaning of words, you'll understand what people are trying to say and how they're saying it, right? Because again, you can tell in every one of her responses that she had hesitation because she knew deep down inside in her position that whatever answer she gave wasn't going to be the right one. Because there's no right answer. Correct. It's it's basically war. It's like they were casualties of war. Huh?
Let me say something right quick. The thing about it is, when I made a video yesterday talking about that exact word, she got to be a professional about what she says.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
I turn around and told people straight up. I'm gonna put it like I want to say it. Where I want to say it like this. She got to be a professional about it. But with me, I'm like this. I just told you straight up. Forget that crap. Hey, in layman's terms, what you've been trying to say that, yeah, all the good games came out last year, but what they did, they didn't sell. Alan Wake did not sell good. Suicide Squad versus Justice League did not sell good. Ain't none of them games, yeah, they gave out good games, but they didn't sell good. And so many instances which she's trying to tell you that, hey, that y'all part of the problem.
But Chuck, listen to this.
Playing your damn games.
Right. But listen to this, Chuck.
Part of the problem.
Hey, Hebot, let me jump this one real quick.
No, go ahead.
Hebot, you were going too strong and you turned into E-Rock. And what you're saying went so far over everyone's head, and it needs context. Sarah Bond, someone said she didn't know. She shouldn't have been the person answering for that, as if she didn't know. Bruh, let me listen. The woman is a freaking genius. Someone said she doesn't know cloud. Hey, she came from T-Mobile. She was instrumental in the success of T-Mobile. They know cloud. She knew what she was talking. It's like when you go for an interview, Unlimited. If you go into an interview, and when I interviewed for a Fortune 500 company outside of college over 30 years ago, they said, hey, what do you know about Nestle? I told those motherfuckers everything about Nestle and where I think they should go. I got fucking hired. When you go into a business and you are Sarah freaking Bond, you know the ins and outs of everything. When she was asked an AI question, when it came to that, she had to hold her tongue because Microsoft bought OpenAI. They didn't buy them. They own 49% of them, so they're very instrumental, and they are the leaders in AI. Unlike Colt Eastwood and Mag, when Mag said Meta, Google, Apple are leaders in AI and Microsoft is following behind. That right there, and those are his words, that lets you know how fucking stupid, excuse me, dear, that lets you know how stupid he actually is. Okay, he don't know business, dude. But what Hebot was alluding to as he did his E-Rock impersonation when he talked, it needs context to show people exactly the dichotomy that Sarah Bond was operating in. She couldn't tell her that much. She can't right now.
My brother, other thing, to add to what you're saying, right? Even a little common sense would help you understand what she was saying. Because that's like you telling somebody that just lost a loved one, like a mom, a son, a daughter. No matter what you tell that person, you cannot make it better. Even if
no right answer.
Even if all the intentions internally inside you is that you want to tell them something that would take all the pain away, even if it's just for the moment, you're never going to find the right words because it's impossible. You cannot heal a wound that can't be healed because you never forget about someone.
Let me stop you one more time. In context, it's like Hebot, you have no idea the crisis I was in as I drove down the expressway in Indiana. And you called me with the family problem. I shut down everything to listen because nothing I could say could comfort you at that point in time.
Right.
But I lost opportunities because you had a family situation. But fuck that. Fuck an opportunity. I'll get that bitch back. But you needed something. Family is more important. Sarah couldn't say shit. No matter what she said, it was the wrong answer.
Absolutely. It was going to be the wrong answer.
Exactly what you're alluding to.
Even if it was Phil Spencer, it would have been the wrong answer. But no matter what. Because people already by default stereotype them because they're big wigs in a big company that make big dollars. So automatically they're going to be like, oh, they don't know. They're getting paid. As long as it don't reflect and affect them, why would they care? That's why I thought it was very classy of Mike Ybarra to come out on Twitter and defend Phil and said, you guys don't know Phil the way I know Phil. And just because I left doesn't mean we were in bad terms. There's reasons. And Phil is one of the nicest person that actually cares about people, the workers, and the industry. Right? And I thought that was very classy of him. But nobody paid attention to that. Instead, they all decided, let's lay back, sit back. All Phil did was lie. I had an argument for like 3 days with Xbox One, right?
No, Hebot. Actually, they said Mike Ybarra. I don't agree with him. I think he's out of bounds with what he said.
That's another thing. But I had a fucking argument for like almost 3 days, other thing, right? And fellas and ladies, about him saying that Phil Spencer made a promise to deliver VR to console. And I said, no, he didn't. Right. Look at the footage.
Fuck out of here.
Howard said, we're going to move forward with Fallout into VR. That was what they were just trying to do before Project Scorpio delivery was launched, right? And then Phil said, we're going to deliver a piece of hardware that we know and feel would not have to compromise high quality resolution, frame rate, and even VR. Meaning that the hardware was capable of delivering on all those factors. But then we had pandemic, then VR for PlayStation came out. They saw it wasn't profitable, and Phil didn't make the move.
Because smartly didn't make the move.
Absolutely. He knew, and he even said it in certain interviews, when it's profitable, then we could consider making that decision. But until then, it's a very niche market. He never promised VR. He said if it makes sense, we'll deliver it. But if it doesn't, we're not going to do it. And this dude arguing, oh yeah, you're a fucking you're a liar, you're a simp, you're damage controlling for a company. I'm like, bro, no, it's called having common sense. I'm not 12. You want to act like 12. I'm not.
Hebot / E-Rock. Here's what Hebot is saying. You remember when they had that E3 and they showed the AR? They showed Minecraft. That was insane. But that product cost too much freaking money. So the military paid them $500 million to continue to develop that. Everyone hated Kinect. Kinect sells It's being used in hospitals to save everyone's lives. Okay, then you move to the Xbox. It's in the Azure server racks. Microsoft, the Xbox division is too important. Everything they do, it represents something within the platform. Go on here, guys.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. You make 1,000% sense. But that all I'm saying is that they're skewing what she said because most of them don't have the intellect to understand what she said. That's the reason.
And they don't like her because she's a woman, and she happens to be black, and that's horrible.
And then, well, I think it's more because she's a woman, to be honest with you, than her color. But it could be a little bit of both. But it was like with the whole lock situation with Halo. How much hate the Halo 5 game?
Yeah, and
that's y'all starting to really look like y'all hating this game because they really tried to deliver a new character that happens to be black with Nathan Fetterline's character, and you can clearly see that they have respect and the utmost, like, mad respect for Chief, and they're confused themselves. They just want to find him to see what's going on, right?
Facts.
In the whole game.
And that Sega Man's boy, Ryan McCaffrey, that started the hate of Coulter that was Spartan Lock. That was on The Good Wife. He's an A-list actor. And Ryan McCaffrey was hating on that Joker. And Sega Man was like, yeah, well, Ryan McCaffrey, that's my boy and shit. Like, he bought love Paul Tassi.
Listen, I told you to stop spilling my dirt. Our relationship is very mutual and very intimate, okay?
Oh man, you guys are funny. You guys are funny.
Hey, Unlimited.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go, I had one more thing to add to that, man. When you watch that interview with Sarah Bond and that lady, I'm one of them people that when I watch something like that, I analyze it. Like, I analyze it from top to bottom, and I can tell from Sarah Bond's body language that she was, even in her facial expressions, she was kind of a little bit uncomfortable what the lady was asking her, the questions.
Oh, she definitely was, because the lady was trying to dig for dirt to make them look.
The lady read the script, and I cussed y'all out. I didn't get on DA yet, but Jason Schreier, that's my protege. That's my piece of shit. Okay, Jason Schreier prepped that chick for this bullshit. She was reading line for line from what Jason Schreier said. Hey, I know I'm a funny ass, crazy looking dude, and they don't want to put me on camera, but ask her this, ask her that. This is what the YouTubers say.
Yeah, because it sounded, Zink, and he bought, like, it sounded like the questions that the girls were answering were questions that would, like, somebody like Dustin LeGarry would ask her, like somebody like those YouTubers, like you said, would ask her. You know what I mean?
They had the whole interview because he released it after the fact, where it said that the head of ZeniMax said that it was an internal decision because they were lean on their developers. And they also said that one of the developers said that they were on the verge of collapsing because they didn't have enough people.
He stop stating facts.
So how the fuck are you gonna sit there and ask the questions like it was just Microsoft that said, no, we're just gonna close them down, when you know you had the answers, even when you did the interview with Sarah Bond and yet never brought it up.
Yeah,
about you bullshit.
Hey,
yeah, that was extremely disingenuous.
Well, why did she say, hey, Sarah, how hard is it when people that are higher up, like, for example, Satya, Phil, or yourself, have to make decisions or allow decisions or run through decisions that you guys are letting ZeniMax incorporate within themselves because you guys treat them like a separate entity, because that was what was said since you acquired them by Phil Spencer and Todd Howard. How hard was it for you guys to come to an agreement to close down those studios?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, but I'm gonna let Sega.
But she didn't do
this. I'm gonna write this shit down, but I'm gonna let Sega Man finish because I'm gonna capitalize on what the fuck you just said. You made me remember some shit. Go on here, Sega Man.
Just one more thing, Zing, so you guys can go ahead and capitalize on it. It just was a very, you could tell, very tell from her body language and just everything. It was just a very uncomfortable situation that the girl was asking her, and I could tell, yeah, this doesn't sound like something that she would like she would say. It's like somebody was telling her, like you guys said, to ask her these questions, like, oh, the true Xbox guys, they really like to know if their games are going to still stay exclusive. And I mean, come on now, you're not gonna know. We're not gonna know that. Do you think we're really that dumb? That we're really that naive? Really?
That's an excellent point. For Bloomberg to word it that way, that's a good point that you brought out there.
Okay, real quick to add to what he just said. It was like when Phil did the interview, right? With Kind of Funny, right? He said, we just lost the worst console generation that we could have lost, meaning the generation that transitioned from physical 90 or 100% almost to almost 70% digital. Meaning,
not actually worse than that, 70 to 90% digital.
Right. Meaning that if a console, if you bought a PlayStation and you have 1,000 games digital, you are not going to buy an Xbox and buy all those 1,000 games on your Xbox unless you get them for $1. That's it. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. And then what did everybody say? Your ass whooped in the console generation. Everybody was saying that shit. Everyone went up like, yo, man, they did not say that. What he said was, they lost the worst console generation they could have lost because it transitioned to almost 90% digital. Like, you that stupid? You don't understand the American language? Like, what the? Oh, that shit got me mad. Again, Paris went along with that shit. That shit got me even madder. Because he should know better, but he doesn't. And he acts like he don't.
Facts.
That shit pissed me off, bro. Like, I got so mad with that fucking video. You know how many people I argue with on Twitter because of that shit? But that's not what he meant. You motherfucker straight dumb. And I use
when Xbox speak, Hebot, they act like they need Xbox to break down the meaning of every single word they say. This is how they want Xbox to talk.
Well, they play it off. They play it off like that's what they want. Or that's what they need. We need that. What he's saying.
Phil says, we're not making any big change to exclusives, and people want him to say, well, we're not making big change to exclusives. Here are the games going forward that's not going to other platforms. And literally name games that we haven't even heard of and shit yet. That's how strict they want Xbox to be to detail every minute possible angle. And even if they did that, they still call them liars anyway. That's what's so funny. No matter it, even if they said last week's show when we talked about the reason why it came out, with ZeniMax saying
nobody wanted to acknowledge
the fact that nobody, that's why I titled one of my videos, "Does the truth even matter?" Even though it came out last week, it came out and not, and then I purposely went ahead and just checked out what other, I usually don't do this, but my timeline is always full of negative gaming stuff. I went ahead and just indulged them just for once, right? Not a single person who complained with a bigger platform than us, not a single one of them mentioned the Bloomberg article. Not a single one.
And not even the ones that call themselves so-called Xbox guys, like a Cole Eastwood. But guess what? He got a copy of Hellblade because he already posted it. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely he did.
What?
And that's my point. Because he has the subscribers. Man, I don't give a fuck if you have the subscribers. If you don't know how to speak,
that's Xbox.
You don't know how to speak.
Hey, Hebot, let me jump in here. This is before Dia and Sega Man go off. This is where I agree with you guys, because it when they give them things like that, it validates every fucking thing they say. It's just like, oh yeah, they're right. We're going to give these motherfuckers a game. I'm sorry, dear. We're going to give them a game, and it validates everything they say.
I've said this many times before. If Xbox was smart, they nurture the community that is not kissing their butt, but the ones that are giving them a fair shake, that truly enjoy their products and their services. And these
Lady
are the
Dale,
people
you
that
mean the
they
people
will
that
raise
speak
up.
with logic and not with fucking fake hype? Is that what you
But
mean?
know what? The choice is Xbox's. If they want to get in bed with IGN, if they want to keep making Colt Eastwood the image of their community and their fan base, go quite ahead. They're a free company to do whatever they want. They can make them all the mistakes that they want to make. That's one thing I do. I am not here to defend Xbox for their decision. They can run their company however they
You being a hater, being a hater.
if they want to send their games to the high heavens and down to hell, they can do that. They can do whatever they want to with their product. But when at the end of the day, I am going to always examine to see if what they're doing is good for me. And that's what that's why I tell other people to do. That's where I do not agree with things like that Xbox does. Like that is the biggest problem I have with them, but not other stuff, you know. But that's why I stand on it. I'm very upset about it in the sense that it gets under my skin because I can't stand these institutions. But you know, have I ever told you otherwise? I told you I can't stand the IGNs and all that stuff. I can't stand them. But they keep directing us to them. They the ones keep giving them exclusive stuff. They are the ones that keep propping them up. So and guess what? On the what was that Idea Xbox show? They had a bunch
gave
of
to IGN.
You know why they do it? This is why they do it, because you go. I know you've heard it, obviously, because you're a grown ass woman and a smart one at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep your enemies closer than your actual friends. That's that
keep
term,
your
right?
enemies, keep your friends close and your enemies
closer. That's exactly. Why. But this is what they can do to validate what you're saying and what we're all saying. Okay, you gave Colton Twitter thing. Why don't you also give the ones that are not as big that you see giving positive Xbox platform or news that are actually using logic? Right, like people like us, like 100, right? Like that guy, the X Gamer, right? And let them review the game too.
Hey, Hebot, to their credit, you remember when they released the Unlimited Nose? Let me see if I can beat Unlimited. I'm gonna remember his name. When they announced the Xbox X and S, they brought in Austin Evans along with Digital Foundry because they know Digital Foundry cannot be trusted. So they did it at that level, but they need to continue to do that, like you're saying. Even if they don't use us YouTubers or Unlimited and Sega Man or 100 or Legal as YouTubers, people that stick by that platform, use Sidney Goodman. Or the other Tina Amini, people within your organization, and just announce a show and just say what you're going to say. You don't have to get Greg Miller, that piece of shit. You don't have to get that clown. You know, just do a show.
I tend to think that Xbox wants validation from these people. If I don't want it, I don't know why the heck they want it. Who cares what they
right, Tina.
I think it's their way of marketing in the sense that those guys have, like IGN, for example, has something like 20 million subscribers. And they know if you're gonna put like IGN got more subscribers on YouTube than Xbox official channel, so they know so what they're, and this is what I 100% think they're seeing. Whoever does that, make them decisions. They're looking at that. They say, okay, IGN got nearly 20 million subscribers. That means that on YouTube, a web sharing platform that has over 2 billion users, the best chance that our video is going to reach people in this day and age, in the age of cord cutting, let's put it on the biggest gaming channel. And let as many and that should reach us because the YouTube algorithm is always going to push IGN over me. It's just that, you know, if I had exclusive Hellblade stuff right now, my videos would get like 100 views, 3 comments, and something like that. The algorithm is never going to push me like that. And same with Colt Eastwood and all them people, you know. So that's why they do it, because it's their marketing scheme. Hey, we're gonna give you the first you know, IGN's, I think called IGN first. I think is when they get new.
IGN first.
Yeah. here's some IGN first of our game. Let people see it. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what they should do. If what you're saying is correct, let me put this in real quick, and you can go right there. Then they need to make their own, control it themselves. And I know that a lot of people don't like that because they consider that propaganda. But you know what? If you can't get a fair shot, then you should make your own. You need to have your voice out there.
Or they should do what they did with Snoop Dogg and iJustine when they gave them that big ass refrigerator. Okay, because they reach more people than everybody, or Marquise Brownlee or somebody like that.
Yeah, like the tech people who actually has an Xbox,
like Ninja, even though he's for the casual or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If they could move away from the IGNs and the Colt Eastwoods, like pretty much, if to go to the tech people, because the tech people, they don't really talk about games like that. They don't mind putting out a positive video if you get sponsored, and as long as you're feeding them, they'll feed their audience. And then people like iJustine and her sister genuinely like Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So that's a plus as well, especially her sister Jenna. Her sister really likes Xbox. She be making them great collection videos and stuff. She a real one, right? So focus on them and less on the critics. Because the critics like all they ever do is the same shit. They're reactionary. They don't wait for the facts. They don't care for the facts. Nope. And then when the facts come out, they never rebuke or go back to what they say and reassess themselves. They always move on to the next hot topic, and usually the next hot topic is negative against Xbox. And with that, let me move on to the next topic because it's funny today that we learned that Microsoft Activision team is opening new studios called Elsewhere Entertainment to build a new AAA IP. Now, again, the long week chat. And panel, all we ever heard was that Xbox is dead. Xbox won't be the same. How can we trust Xbox? And it's just like clockwork. Every single time something comes out and it turns out, oh wait, Xbox is going to be fine. And this is another sign that Xbox is going to be fine. Xbox fans, you got another studio and another AAA game to look forward to. That's coming day one to Game Pass.
Yeah. You see how that came out, and nobody's talking about it.
Oh, I'll do you one better. Look at this. So let me put this on screen. Yes. So this is when there's a negative in Xbox. Microsoft lays off 1,900 Activision. Microsoft lays up 1,900 workers. Okay. So notice who they put the front of when it's negative. Microsoft. Now let's check out. Now who owns Activision again? That's right, Microsoft. But let's take a look at the headlines when it comes to that. Activision opens new studio. Activision launches. Not a single mention of Microsoft when it comes back. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, unlimited.
This is most of the outlets saying, not mentioning Microsoft one bit. So the narrative they want to put out there, right, Heatbot, is that Microsoft is out here killing it, but it's never. They get the blame when it's negative. They get nothing when it's positive. Like clockwork.
It was them that closed down the studios, even though it was internal from Cinemax themselves.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's them giving the money to Activision to buy a new studio or bring out a new studio to make a game. But it's not Microsoft money, it's Activision when they own them.
Yeah, it's to feed the propaganda, Hebot, that I heard that earlier this week, that Activision is really about to start running the Xbox division. And some fool even said Activision is worth more than the Xbox division.
What?
Hold on. Repeat that. I didn't hear you.
They said Activision is worth more than the Xbox division.
What the?
I kid you not. And David Cohen, where is it at? He said he somewhere said he swore off Digital Foundry. They hate Xbox. Facts. I stopped.
I don't blame you, David. I'm with you on that.
So Digital Foundry said that the Activision is worth more than Xbox.
Did they?
No, I'm saying who said that? Who said that?
I'll get it for you later, Unlimited. But it was a few people that actually said that.
Yeah, if somebody says something like that, just hit X and block, or YouTube don't have a block button, but unsubscribe if you're subscribed to them. Yeah, that's the level of stupid. That to me, that's statements like that, or it's the level of stupidity you don't recover from.
Yeah.
Activision is worth more than Xbox. That's why Xbox purchased them. All right, whatever.
Correct.
But the parent company, it was Xbox. Let's calm down there, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, here's something I didn't know.
Stupid right there.
Here's something I didn't know. What's the company THQ that owns GTA?
Dude, Take-Two.
They had the worst quarter of all time. Dude, I came out of a presentation today, and I started listening to one of my financial channels. They said the billions that they lost. And guys in the chat started saying, "Hey, man, that's GTA's creator." And I honestly didn't know that. That took me by surprise.
Take-Two, right?
Yes, Take-Two.
Okay, just making sure. You said THQ, so I'm making sure that we get them right.
My bad. Yeah, Take-Two, and guys, and I actually pulled over and I typed, "That's the leaders of GTA." And other people have put that in the chat, but I didn't know that how are you losing money? And people are just continuously buying your stuff over and over again. I couldn't believe it.
Well, to be fair, when it's a 10-year-old game that's on sale for $20, your profit margins are going to be pretty thin.
That's the ministry returns, basically.
Yeah. I mean, they release some really good games in here and there, but it's usually, it feels too far between, and they're too reliant on GTA and the 2K series, NBA 2K.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and the thing with 2K, you got to split the license with the NBA. Hell, I think in situations like that, I'm pretty sure NBA takes most of the revenue.
Fault, unlimited, you and your shit. My fault. You do that NBA license is very expensive. Just like the Spider-Man license is very expensive.
Yeah,
that's the number I missed. You're right.
Yeah, I will guarantee that the NBA gets most of that revenue cut. From
they have to. They got to pay the players. They got
just like
and not only that, they're like in the same way that the MLB was in the power seat that got the games on Xbox. NBA is in the power seat with Take-Two. Because they know that a basketball game that without the NBA players is not going to sell. We saw this in 2007 with when 2K released that football game, but it had no licenses and it bombed. The game. 2K football 2008 had excellent gameplay, but nobody cared because it wasn't NFL. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing
that were in the game with the old folks.
With the older players, but people want to play as the Houston Texans and Chicago Bears and San Francisco 49ers. They don't want to play as the Houston Houstonians and the Chicago Bear Cubs and the San Francisco Gold Diggers. You know what I'm saying?
It's a package. And something else that happened. Netflix signed a deal with the NFL. And Netflix is going to have 2 Christmas games.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they said it, they said this is nothing to them. This is routine. This money that they're going to give to the NFL is routine. So they're really not losing anything by giving the NFL this money so they can have 2 Christmas games.
Yeah. So Take-Two, when it comes to their big hits. With the big heavy hitters, it's 10-year-old series in GTA, a 6-year-old series in Red Dead Redemption 2, and annual 2K games that they got to split the license with. So I could see why they didn't do as well this fiscal. I think it's this fiscal year. I think it was.
Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back on topic here, Xbox again. Xbox, man, I just don't get it. They got another studio.
I would like to comment after you. I just wanted to say that about
Yeah, they got another studio, another game that's coming day one that Game Pass. And at this point, like, this game is going to be a Xbox, whatever their next Xbox is, man. The Universal Xbox, I'm calling it until now. right? That's what that's going to. This game is going to be released on that platform. I could damn near guarantee it because it's being announced in 2024. Yeah, that ain't coming out for like another 6 years. But yeah, Dad, what did you want to say?
Okay, there's a couple of points I wanted to bring out. First, let's get the negative out of the way. Jez Corden reported on this, so I guess he got all the mileage he could off of the
Shane G, are you listening to dear?
he got all he can squeeze out of that negative, fake, whatever insider stuff they got off. Xbox dead, this and all of the studios are gone, and so now he gets to report on the good stuff. He gets to do the best of both worlds. Congratulations.
Well, to be fair, when it comes to reports like this, it's announced publicly, so everybody has access to post.
I know.
That's why the article is just general fluff, and it's a bunch of no real information. The firm is comprised of industry vets. Just some generic shit. You could just you just assume that's industry vets. What's an industry vet is like? Hey, where did you work? Hey, we're hiring you. Where did you work? Oh, hey, I used to work at Santa Monica for a year. That's an industry vet.
Right. That's a good point. But what I am seeing here, regardless, I don't know those facts. So based on what I'm seeing here, I have to judge the article based on what I'm seeing. I can't assume anything. What I'm excited about, is a studio in Poland. This is also to circumvent that FTC crap. So people didn't really see this one coming because they would have reported on it. They didn't see this one coming. So expect Microsoft now. They're going to pivot. They always know how to pivot when they need to. They're going to be creating studios, or they're going to buy studios. They're not going to do publishers anytime soon. I think that's my opinion. Also, they're filling in areas where they need it. Since they needed a studio that makes AAA, I guess. What is it? Is that all of it? Let's see, Activision opening the studio, the entertainment to build. It was something they said about the type of games they're going to make. They're going to be AAA, I guess narrative type.
Yeah, narrative-based games. That's a general term that means anything.
It could be story.
They'll say they count Starfield as a narrative game. That's how generic that term is.
Starfield's more than just narrative.
Yeah, but I'm saying you'll see it be described as an open world narrative RPG. So it's one of them general terms that don't mean nothing until the game, until you see actual results.
Okay. Starfield was incomplete anyway.
Well, it's always incomplete because they're always improving on it. They still improve on Skyrim. So Bethesda game is never done. Everybody knows that. Yeah. But yeah, as far as what I see here is that this studio might handle the kind of the story-driven games, like for instance, how Halo has a campaign, or how campaign type games, like that they're going to handle games of that type. So that you're probably not going to see a whole lot of massively open world RPG stuff from them, or large multiplayer stuff. You're not going to see that from this studio. You're going to see them have more focused, concentrated stories in their games, which is fantastic because Microsoft now eliminates another narrative that they don't have something. Now this team, we don't know how long they've been working on stuff. We don't know how long it's taken the studio to get off the ground. Just because they're announcing it now don't mean that they haven't been formed a long time ago. We don't know. But what we know is that this is now a new studio nobody saw coming that has now replaced one of the missing.
No. Unlimited. I gotta catch a deal in a lie. You mean to tell me Jeff Grubb didn't know about this deal?
He knew. He just decided not to tell you about that, Z.
No, he didn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know nothing. Yeah. He didn't even know what he said. According to his work, that's just what I heard. It could be both. He basically speaking out of both sides of his mouth, right? He's talking about it could either be what was he talking about? Perfect Dark. That's development hell, but it's also people are saying is in great shape. How can it be both?
Yes.
I'm like, come on.
All these gaming so-called analysts, Sega Man, and Zinc, they sound like Miss Cleo from back in the day, and those prophets. Those prophets used to see late night TV.
It's Cleo, yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody in the room whose name starts with an R. Robert. My dad's name was Robert. That's how these guys sound. I mean, the game's in turmoil, but it's also in good hands. Yeah. Also, thank you for the super chat, Adidas20. What's up? We good, man. We good. We having a great time.
What's up, Adidas?
Hi, Adidas. Thank you so
much. Adidas. Thank you.
Yeah, but continue, Dave. I just had to throw that out there because that's exactly how they sound, man. Exactly.
That's a good one. I actually like that. You know, but yeah, that's basically what I see from this studio so far. I know you haven't read the entire article out or nothing like that, but based on what I see, because I just heard that news today and I have not had a chance.
Yeah, well, it just dropped today. That's why.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I have not had a chance to delve into it. So I'm just basing it off of what you see here, you know.
Yeah, but I got a point at this point of the article because I do read I read articles and stuff before we go live. Okay. But this part always got me. This announcement may seem strange given the context Microsoft just shut down Tango Gameworks and Austin Arcane, and it's like, come on, Jez and gaming media. Is this really? Do you guys? This is what I mean on how clueless they are. They is that they think everything just happens so linearly, right? That if A happens, that means B is the result. The reality is that A happens and it has nothing to do with B, C, D, and E. A is its own entity over at Microsoft.
Does Jez even read Bloomberg? Because Bloomberg explained why that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, nobody but us here read the Bloomberg article. Let's be real. At this point, that's what it seems like because nobody ever quotes it.
They should, because that gives you the answer as to why those studios were shut down.
Hey, real quick.
Folded in like what was it? Roundhouse was, you know.
Hey, Dia, since you're talking all this trash and my mic is probably garbage.
Okay.
I was reading David Cohen at 8:50, and then Tool Man popped up at 8:51, and I was literally screaming. Y'all read that bullshit?
Hold on. Jeff Grubb knew, but was too busy playing his review copy of Hellblade 2.
Tool Man's at it again. I knew he was gonna come up with something quippy. Let's see, this is the David Cohen one that you wanted to read out. Is this?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Xbox Game Pass being unsustainable is a false narrative. And oh my fucking god, that game lineup for Xbox Game Pass is looking huge, and there are a lot more games still coming to Game Pass. I mean, Sharebond literally confirmed that Activision games are still coming. Yeah. So we know that's coming sometime, most likely this year. Along with the heavy hitters they got, along with the fact that they also release big games that we don't even know about until it hits Game Pass. Like that Amorza Avian game just hit Game Pass.
I want to try that out. You just reminded me. I actually wanted to try that game. I never had a chance to. So yeah, I'm so glad that came out to Game Pass.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, everything's a false narrative when it comes to Xbox. It seems. That's why, David, I don't believe anything other than when it's time for Xbox to report their numbers.
Mm-hmm. But that's a great comment, David. Very, very good comment. And be excited, people.
Yeah.
Coming this year. This year is nowhere near being over, and it's about to hit.
Yeah, it's only May. You know, like the next we literally got a big game coming next week in Hellblade. Right. Then in 2 weeks. Then in 2 weeks we get the showcase. What was that thing? It sound like you were trying to say.
Yeah, let me jump on Dia. Be excited, dude. I can't wait for the last question in your comments unlimited, because I can't wait to talk about what we have. Forget all of the nonsense that those clowns are talking about. I have a game, but anyway, go ahead. You know, Dia is just right, dude. The chat is right. Shitsnow Elite is right in his last 2 or 3 damn comments. You know,
Shitsnow's on fire. Yeah. Oh, look who came in, the marathon runner himself. Xbox all in.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Sega Forever? Thank you for joining. Sega Man, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Yeah, so Sega Man. So it turns out a week after Xbox was dead. I mean, by the way, Xbox dying again. I mean, how many deaths has that brand has? So yeah, Sega Man. A week after Xbox died, we see that that Microsoft Activision opens a new studio, going to give us a new AAA game coming day one to Game Pass. So I must ask the important question here, Sega Man. How is Microsoft doing it? How is a dead company, a dead brand that we're constantly told has lost its way, never understood gaming, and every YouTuber has said it's dead and they don't trust? Like, how do you trust? How do you trust this game is even going to come out, right? But that's how. I mean, that's what they were saying to us last week. You know what I'm saying? So you know, what do you think about this? Another game, another studio, and it's just like, what are your thoughts on this, man? When you hear stuff like this?
Well, actually, for the true gamers out there, that's actually good news. It's good news to hear. Mm-hmm. Yeah, another game studio coming out. You know, it's crickets. It's always crickets when Xbox comes out with something positive like that. They don't say anything. They don't hear. You don't hear anything about it. You know what I mean? And they're going to be coming out with another new game. So, like I said, the narrative of Xbox, you know, that's what they should call the new consoles. They should call it Xbox Death.
Facts.
Yeah.
How about that? Xbox Death. I mean, because death has always played a plague in the Xbox name and brand since way back when. You know what I mean? That it's dying. The Xbone is dead. The Xbox is going away. Phil Spencer should be fired. Sarah Bond should step down. Just everything.
You forgot the one that started it. Why is Microsoft getting into gaming?
Yeah. Why is Microsoft getting into the gaming business? They said that since day one, since the OG Xbox. You know, they didn't like it back then. They didn't want Microsoft to get into gaming. You know what I mean? At all. But I was hyped for that back in the day. I was hyped for that. I was so glad to see that coming out. I was like, man, that's cool. Microsoft is coming out with a gaming system. Man, this is great. You know what I mean? This is going to be awesome, I think. You know what I mean? But as far as the studios, Brother Unlimited, Zinc, and First Lady of X, they don't never say anything. When it's anything positive, like Unlimited had the thing he had up on the screen earlier. It's never nothing. You never see nothing positive. And saying anything positive about Xbox or anything like that at all. It's always toxicity when it comes to Xbox. And they'll probably say something about this Unlimited. Mm-hmm. They'll probably say something about this new studio, a new game they're working on. Oh, that's fake. That ain't true. Oh, they're lying. Phil and them is lying. Everybody's lying. You know, that's not true. That's just to make everybody feel better because of them closing down them studios. Like, they'll make up stupid garbage, you know, like that. You know.
You didn't lose Sega Man, did we?
Oh man, yeah, Sega Man dropped.
Oh, shoot. The
he was running too. I love listening to Sega Man because he don't say shit.
Dang, man.
Hey man, look at Jeremy Brown. I was screaming, dude.
Oh yeah, Xbox has died and come back more times than Kenny from South Park.
Jeremy's on fire.
Yeah, I see Hebot made it back in.
Oh,
Hebot, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm on the road again.
Yeah. I know. But yeah, so you heard about Activision new studio. The Dead brand somehow is releasing new games. Sounds like an oxymoron to me, but it's true. So what do you think about this, man? Xbox got another studio, another AAA studio under its wings. That's going to be day one on Game Pass. Like Hebot, how is the Dead company doing this? Because let's not forget, Hebot, last week we were all told that Xbox is dead and it's never going to be the same.
Right. Well, I think this is one of the reasons why you probably make that decision. They said that they were going to concentrate on the AAA titles because they are a safer bet.
I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
They said clear as day. They said clear as day that the safer bet will be the AAA titles because they have a better chance of selling since they're considered the AAAs. And plus, for a very long time, most people just kept saying, Microsoft just needs to do AAA. So all they do is little $2 games, even though we know that's not true. But that was the narrative. So they're using that same narrative. And right here is probably one of the results in which why those decisions were made to close down Tango, unfortunately, in Arcane. Because they're working on a AAA title with a new developing house, right, under the moniker of Elsewhere. And they specifically said it's a AAA narrative-driven game, right? This is probably the result. You see what I'm saying? Of that, or one of the results. So again, It's like I said, companies make decisions and they come and go, but they don't die just because they do that. I mean, you can say the same thing even in the case of Nintendo and Sony, even though we all know that Sony's in debt, right? And they just barely have to keep enough money to keep the doors open. And since they have other venues like the movie production studio, that helps them along the way, right? So Sony's probably in the worst position, but we all know Nintendo also, the reason why they don't lose money is because they keep it safe. They don't spend $300 million to make a game. You see what I'm saying? If they probably spend that much on all the games they bring out in one generation from their personal first party IPs, meaning Yoshi, Zelda, Mario, you know what I mean? Luigi's Mansion, Mario Party.
And he bought they use the same template also. So their research and development isn't extensive at all.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. That's how they cut their corners. They keep on making what works, expanding it a little bit. But the reality is what they're paying for all those IPs, even in one entire generation, I guarantee you, they probably spend maybe $300 million or maybe $4 for all their releases combined. You see what I'm saying?
Meanwhile, or less. I say less. I say like $50 or some shit.
Okay, you're probably right. But then when you put it into perspective, you got companies like Ubisoft doing a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which you can tell probably cost them a good $200 million. Suicide Squad, we all know now was $200 million or in the $200 million mark. Games like, the Spider-Man, as terrible as it was, that was $315 million, right? Halo Infinite was $500 million because that was what the word was around, right?
Hey, whoa. You talk about Halo, I gotta throw something in there. And they made their money. Hey, they made their money back within 3 weeks. They made over $1 billion in that game. Hey, and one more thing, while you going off. Like Unlimited in one of his last videos, he showed the Fallout controller. See, they don't know how to continue to make money around the console. Those controllers, they make money, dude. I have a couple of Elite controllers that my kids and I made through the design lab. So these are profit generating sequences that they have all around the Xbox, and Sony can't comprehend that, nor can their idiot public comprehend that.
Yeah, absolutely. All that is their cloud, Game Pass, those controllers, design lab, Azure servers, the HoloLens, Connect. They're still making money off all those technologies. That's why they make money, because they're not profitable. The games as a service, you know what I mean? The games like Sea of Thieves, for example. That is why they make money, and that's why they learn how not to lose money by cutting the fat quickly. I mean, a company don't have money. If they invested $75 million with Fable Legends and restarted from scratch, or if they invested $100 million with Platinum Games with Scalebound and completely scrapped it, and even went and renewed the IP just in case they wanted to visit it down the road later on, right? You don't have money. You don't make those types of decisions. This just doesn't work that way, right? So again, like I said, Sony, they're still around, but they have little things here and there that still save them, and they're still in the red. They're still in debt. And Nintendo is because they play it safe and they don't.
You just said something about debt, and we had a good question. Jeremy Brown said, "Anyone knows Sony's fiscal report?" Okay. Hey, let me touch on that. Let me touch on that real quick, and I'm going to say the bottom of it until I fix my mic. But Sony, of course, everyone is going to lose in the console because it's reached its saturation. And once a console leaves this 2-year period, 1, 2, maybe 3, it starts to decline until the next console comes out. Then people like the other Zinc will sit outside for 17 hours waiting to get the next console. But at any rate, Sony had their quarterly report. it would have plummeted hard, but they offered dividends, and the dividends are going to progress over till 2026. And what they are going to do in September, is either September or October, is offer a 5-to-1 stock split in order to increase investments in Sony stock. It's going to lower the cost even further than it is right now by splitting it 5-to-1. So they'll have more investors. And these things allow them to allow their stock to go up, I think, 1 or 2 points. In contrast, all of the YouTubers wanted to denounce Sarah Bond when she finished her her interview with Bloomberg. The stock price actually went up like 10 points all the way through to today. And then aftermarket, it went down about 3 or 4 points. But Microsoft stock went from 214, 213, all the way up to 224, and now it's sitting at 412, 413, and went all the way up to 424, 423, and now it sits overnight at 421. Okay,
Right.
so that's huge, but that's a little synopsis, Jeremy Brown, of Sony's fiscal report. But we'll talk about that some other time.
So yeah, that's excellent reporting, Mr. Other Zinc. But again, people that don't understand business and business talk, they're not going to get it, and they're going to try to push their own narrative. But that's how it works. You could have, the leading console as far as the platform because it's popular. But again, if you have people buying it and it's just sitting there, either collecting dust, or they're just playing GTA, which is a fucking 20-year-old game, or they're just playing Madden, which comes every year. New one.
Hey, facts. One more thing, Keepot. I forgot the closing. Remember when the last quarter Sony because they missed their forecast and they lost like $10 billion in their stock price? They wanted to avoid that. That's why they offered that dividend. That's why they offered that buyback. That's why they offered that stock split, because it kept their stock current, so it wouldn't plummet another 10 or 20 billion dollars. They couldn't afford to do that right now because they really have no guidance and nothing to offer, nothing new, nothing innovative. So that's why they offered that. But anyway, go on ahead.
I believe even in one of the people that was saying that in their showcase that they're going to have maybe I think 24th or 27th. They said that it's not big games, that it'll be small titles, partnerships, shit like that, and nothing major, right? That they said it themselves already.
The same thing they say every time they have them shitty showcases.
Right. They actually in their earnings report, they're depending on what's that download that's coming out from Bungie. It's going to be coming out. I think they said this in their earnings report that Bungie Destiny DLC is supposed so Dia can play with her friends and not with Sega Man and I. It's going to be releasing June 4th, I think.
Yeah, Sega Man.
Yeah.
Hey man, you were spitting before you dropped, man.
Let me say it real quick, Unlimited. But what I was trying to say to everybody on the panel, brother, First Lady of X, Unlimited, and Zinc, and even Hebot, man, I cannot wait till Hellblade: Senua's Saga comes out too. I cannot wait for that game to come out because I know, and the chat can back me up on this. I know there's going to be some backlash about that game. When we're enjoying that game and seeing the power of what the Series S and X can do, and we're shouting it to the rooftops and we're doing videos about Unlimited, we're doing podcasts about it, talking about the game, I guarantee you 100% they're going to try to find every little inkling, nook and cranny, like in an English muffin to try to dissect that game, bro, and try to spread toxicity about it. You know it's coming, right, Zink? Wait, just wait.
Let me help you out a second, man. The Digital Foundry, SpongeBob Teeth. I think Shisnorlito Rangy for called John from Digital Foundry SpongeBob Teeth. He is already trying to dog out Hellblade. So
wow,
yeah, it's coming.
Who's dogging out Hellblade?
The guy Teeth. John SpongeBob Teeth. The guy John from Digital Foundry.
Oh yeah. Listen, guys, I'm letting you know right now. They're going to take out. They're going to because and this is going to be funny how everything ties together, right? They're going to take out whatever angered app on Xbox on Hellblade. So expect because let's not forget when Hi-Fi Rush, the game that they pretend that they all bought full price day one and played as much as I did. Remember, the reviewers were saying stuff like, "I can't give this game a 10 because Xbox had a weak lineup in 2022." Let's not forget that. So if you don't think they're going to take out whatever little pity party nonsense they got on Hellblade, just trust me, we're gonna have some. You're gonna hear some great hot takes in the reviews next week. And it's going to be some of the stupidest nonsense, but they're going to use it as a way to dock the game. I guarantee that's happening.
Yep. Well, you know what, Unlimited and Zink and First Lady of X, we always expect that anytime that Xbox comes out with a brand new game that they call bangers, that's good on here on this side, they always come out and say something about it. Well, you'll see our favorite game, Zink. When Gears Omega 6 comes out, they're going to be talking about that too. Watch. You'll see. Man. You'll see. Because they know that we're waiting for a game like that because they're jealous because they don't have that game on their preferred console. Is one of the best badass shooters to ever be made is Gears of War, and they're definitely going to come after us too. They're going to target us. I know they are because they know we're super Gears fans, and they're going to say all kind of stuff about that, man. You'll see. Oh no, the graphics kind of look washed out, man. It looks like a last gen game or something, man. I don't know about that.
Yeah, not with Gears. They gonna find something, but it ain't gonna be that with Gears.
Yeah, it's gonna be incomplete, unlimited.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, incomplete. I correct myself. Yeah, you're right, Unlimited. Probably something like that. You know, when Gears comes out and stuff like that. Maybe even games like Fable. You know, different things like that. They're gonna find all kind of stuff wrong because there's anticipation for that game. There's people waiting for Fable. So I mean, they're going to say all kind of stuff. I'm so used to it, brothers and sisters. I'm so used to it. I mean, all of us are. I'm so used to hearing it every single time. It doesn't even faze me. It don't even faze me, right? Because I know it. I know it's coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The game that's going to get criticized for graphics is my game, Avowed. I think that's the graphics.
They're gonna kill that game. Dude. You should start hating that game right now.
Listen, I already saw the doom and gloom. I'm worried about Obsidian. They're gonna shut them down next. It's always something. But with that said, guys, we're gonna give our final thoughts, and our final thoughts is gonna be a little different this week because this week, our final thoughts. I want you guys to pick one, and it's got to be one because sometimes when I give these rules, people think one
honorable mention
means everyone they could think of. I want one Xbox studio and what game you'd like to see from them most. And I'm gonna start with the first lady of chat because she was the first one here. So Daya, you still there?
I am, and I've been waiting for this question. And for me, it is the initiative. They are mysterious to me. I like to see what they are capable of. I still have a lot of high hopes for David Gallagher. He used to head Crystal Dynamics, and he's working over his old team now, so he knows them back and forth, inside out. So I believe they're going to come out with a fantastic product. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the Jez Corden says. I don't care what the Jeff Grubb says. I have confidence in that team and what they did before. They've proven themselves before. And David Gallagher, look up his credentials. This man has headed some of the best games in the industry.
Yep.
Let's look it up. So with him making the necessary management corrections he had to make, shows you that he knows how to head a studio. I believe he's gotten that studio whipped into shape. they know what they want to do. They don't want to make the games. They want to hire it out to other teams, and that's okay. That's a different model, and we're going to see how that works. But I am dead curious to see how Perfect Dark turns out. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It's so mysterious. I don't know how much of the old game is going to be in there. Are they going to do something new? I don't really know, and I'm really excited to see where that game goes. And is that game guaranteed to be at the showcase? Do any of you guys know?
No.
Well, no. Like the point of this topic is literally just pick one studio.
Oh, okay.
I don't care when it's shown. I don't care what. I just want to hear your thoughts, guys, on what y'all most anticipated is when it comes.
Let me go second. Let me go second. I want to go after Dia.
All right, cool. Yeah. So continue.
Okay. Let me go after Dia.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. I thought it was tied to the showcase, but even without that, I still stand by everything I just said. And so yeah, for me, it would be the initiative, and it would be Perfect Dark.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, let me co-sign with Dia, and I say the exact same thing. And to further elaborate on what Dia is reaching for, the Perfect Dark, I think it was on a 360. It had some amazing campaign co-op.
Yes, it did.
Was well done.
I beat that game.
I love that game. My kids and I beat that game, and it puts you in different perspectives when you played in co-op. You were in two parts of the game. It was amazing, and I'm looking forward to that as well. That's what I'm looking for. The campaign co-op portion of the game, even though Sega Man and I have to fight with Dia so she could play with us, so we could be a part of her group, and maybe we could do that way.
Okay.
Excellent stuff. Sega Man, same thing, man. Xbox has told at least 40 studios by now. What is the one studio that you're looking forward to with their game?
The Coalition, baby. With Gear 6, brother.
Okay.
I have to say, Unlimited, you guys might find this funny, but when I play Gears 5, man, right, when I'm playing Horde, I actually, nobody's in the room, it's just me, and I'm like, oh shit, here comes the Matriarchs, man. God damn, like I start talking, like I don't know what it is, it makes me start talking about. When I see her come, I'm like, shit, man, why she got to be the first fucking boss, man? You know what I mean? That comes out. Yeah, she comes out, she creeps up on you, and I have a real quick, Unlimited. I have a way of killing.
That for me, I haven't gotten to 5 yet. I'm still stuck on 4.
You still on 4?
You know, just play Horde with this, and you'll experience everything we're talking about. The Matriarch is unstoppable.
I'm supposed to get help off that train part for 4. I haven't been able
to
get off of. Yeah, you guys said you would help me.
Give me advance notice, and I'll give my mother something to do and come help you.
Okay, that's big if you'll do that. Okay, thank you, Zink. Okay.
Well, Zink can relate, and Dan and brother Unlimited. There's something about the game Unlimited. I don't know what it is. I think it might have been from 1 to 5. It's the story about everybody, and I can't wait to get to C6 Unlimited. I'm gonna get the most. My kids and family come first, brother. But might have to save up for it. But if they do come out with a super duper deluxe special edition, your boy Sega Man is gonna try to get that, man. Even if it's like a 250 or something like that, or even 185 or whatever, you know, I want to get it because I love Gears, bro. I love Gears, and I can't wait to see 6, the story, what it's about. I would like Unlimited if they could focus on my brother Coltrane. It would be nice.
Hey, hold on. Did you say even if it's $250?
Yeah,
I agree, and I want to ask Unlimited that about Assassin's Creed. But go ahead, Sega Man. I agree.
But I just can't wait. Unlimited. I'm telling you, Unlimited. We are going to see we're going to see the power of Hellblade. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we're going to see the power of Unreal, the new Unreal Engine, brother, with Gear 6, brother. And it's going to be fucking breathtaking, bro. I'm telling you. The atmosphere, the backgrounds, like you seen in 4. Remember in 4 Unlimited when you had to fight the one scene when you were going around that tornado? That tornado was in the air and you had to... Remember that? That was amazing. That was amazing. Everything that was going on. I think Azure was being used in that. was going around in that. That was amazing, brother. When I seen that in 4, I was like, man, the lighting is fantastic. It was amazing, and I think we're going to see that with Gear 6 Unlimited. I just can't wait, brother. I'm like a kid in a candy store, waiting for that to come out, man, and have a taste of that game, brother. So
yeah,
I'm going with the Coalition, my man, and Gear 6. I can't wait to hear about the story. Like I said, brother, I would like to hear more of Coltrane's story. I wish they would like they did Beard. It would have been nice to see a little bit more with Coltrane, brother Coltrane. But yeah, I can't wait. Unlimited. That's my studio, brother. I'm picking and the Coalition, brother, and G6, man. G6 all the way, baby.
Yeah, excellent choice. For me, it's the homies at Undead Labs and State of Decay 3.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, words cannot explain how addicted I was to State of Decay 2. That was one of my favorite games ever of all last generation. The gameplay was just so damn addicting. I still tell the story about how my original leader died. I kid you not, my controller died on me. That. Yeah, my controller died on me. So my original leader died, blew up in the damn car when my controller died, and I had to stop playing for a while. Then when I jumped back into it, the whole camp was miserable, and I literally had to rebuild morale. Got a new leader for the camp and rebuild everybody, and got more people into my whole camp. And it's just like an experience like that is just so rare. You know what I'm saying? To where the finality with what happens to the characters in State of Decay 3 is so rare in games, right? And that I had to live with the consequences, and that I couldn't just I couldn't just turn it off real quick. And my character, my character was dead. My character was dead, and the whole, and just the interaction afterwards, you know what I'm saying, where everybody's all melancholy, and yet slowly and surely, as we got more food and got a more secure camp, and they built bonds together, how you see the morale improve and everything to the point where, once I rebuilt everything. And I just cannot wait to experience that again with State of Decay 3 or however it may be done, and whatever improvements they have now that they got full Microsoft backing. Because the game was brilliant, you know what I'm saying? But it was a $40 game. Let's not forget that. State of Decay 3 State of Decay 2 was a $40 game. Right,
and that game is still supported to this day, right?
Yes. It's had over 15 million players. It's been a mega hit on Xbox, and there's a reason why Xbox picked them up. And we get in State of Decay 3.
And I bought and supported both of those. State of Decay 1 and 2.
You hardly ever hear about State of Decay 3 having that many players. Wow.
Yeah. State of Decay 3 was here's the problem with State of Decay 3. It came out during the peak Xbox One hate. So at the time, everybody was, the media was hating on it. But I was playing the game, addicted to it, and I was telling everybody that. And I'll never forget because whenever I post clips on Twitter at the time when I was on Twitter, I literally have replies saying, "Are you playing that trash?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this game is addicting. This game's fantastic." You know what I'm saying? And so,
what? You're right, Unlimited. You're right. They did say that to me one time too. Are you playing that trash, brother? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then it turned out the game did better numbers than most PlayStation games that released in 2018, like Spider-Man and God of War, right? And so with State of Decay 3, I'm ready to get back in that world. Now it looks like the animals are going to be affected, so that's going to add another layer to the gameplay, and however you may traverse that. And I don't know how it'll affect the survival aspect. It's just that the game, with the finality, the way that I grew, and then you can switch through each character that you bring into your base, so you're not stuck behind one protagonist, right? But here's the thing: as I played with them, I grew. You grow closer to them, right? And I enjoyed the idea of my whole camp growing closer together, because you start out with just 2 people. You could have the camp as big as you want, as small as you want. For me, I just max it out around 10 people, and I switch interchangeably. As you're about, you have other factions and other tribes out there, and you could build bonds with them. Or if you screw them over, they become your enemies. So then you could have humans and the zombies attacking you.
Oh wow, that's
and then the co-op was fantastic. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad because there's someone in the chat once invited me. She invited me to play with her, and I didn't get a chance to do it, man. So hopefully
that's cool.
Yeah, so hopefully I get a chance with 3. But people State of Decay, and guys, whoever's eating, please tone it down for me. But State of Decay today, a Zinc Sega Man in chat gave me just gave me an experience that few games have. Just because of the, like I said, the finality if your character dies or if something happens to them, or the urgency if they get injured. You urgently gotta take care of that. And few games kind of give you that sense of danger, that because most zombie games are just like a standard game that happens to be zombies.
Right.
In most survival games, they have the boring. And for me personally, sometimes the graphics get a little boring. State of Decay was a survival game, but it was survival in that, like, if you're not fighting for your life, you and your people go and die. If you're not improving your base, you and your people go and die. If you're not finding new locations, you're not learning how to grow food, and none of it was boring. Not a single aspect of it was boring. There were times that zombies could raid your camps, right? And you got to defend them off and stuff like that. I mean, just the unpredictability. So State of Decay 3, and that's why I wax poetic so hard about it right now. That's when I cannot wait. Hopefully, we get to see more of that, because it seems like Gears is starting to seem like a done deal. The rumors are getting too damn hot for me not to believe we're not seeing Gears this month. Next month.
Yeah. You know what? Let me jump in here real quick. Yeah. Unlimited, you sound too excited. Dia sound excited. I was a little excited. Sega Man was excited about Gears. But you know what? I caught us all in a lot because Xbox is dying.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
They canceled State of Decay. No, I'm just kidding. Let me not put that out there.
Well, you know what they said. Do you know what they said, Unlimited, one time? It was in the chat when they were showing at the one show. I don't know if Zink caught this, but when they were showing State of Decay 3, and they were showing like the beginning of the girl in the woods in the cold, and they showed that was it a zombie deer or something? They said, that's not going to be the graphics though. It's going to be the same graphics it was on 2. That's not the graphics. I heard somebody in the chat say, like that chat that goes by. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. You don't know what it looks like. How you know?
Hey, Sega Man, they wasn't saying that when they said that Jeep in Forza Horizon 5, that's not the real game, and that bitch drove up out that water, and you were playing the game.
Yeah.
They're gonna be saying, "Oh, that's not real Hellblade gameplay" next week. So
I know.
Get forward to that. And the chat seems to be most excited for Call of Duty from Sega Forever. State of Decay got a lot of love. Gears got a lot of love. So yeah, Xbox, man. I mean, my goodness, man, they're just so stacked. And yeah, I'm excited for the showcase next month too.
One more thing, Unlimited. I want to hear what you think about Assassin's Creed and that Shadow DLC from feudal Japan.
It's not DLC. It's a full blown.
No, game. I'm sorry. Game, the full game. Especially the edition that's $250. Are you going to get that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I pre-ordered it the moment.
God damn.
There we go. That's what I want. Go off on Limited. I want to hear you.
I mean, Assassin's Creed is my favorite series, so I don't mind paying it. Listen, guys, when you're a collector and you're in a situation like I am, fortunately, financially, where you could, and plus it's once away, so it's easy to budget for it for me as well. I have no clue going up to GameStop, and unfortunately, it's only available at GameStop, I think, at least here in the U.S. And pre-ordering it. Because I saw that immediately. I was like, "Yep, that's day one." Now there has been controversy because one of the players is a black samurai, I think, and that's causing controversy with the game. They want to
that's actual. That he's actual. That is actually history.
Yeah, he actually existed, right? And they're throwing a fit over that, but that's just normal stuff. Like, it's a Ubisoft, guys. I'm so used to games I love being hated
over a black samurai.
Yeah. Because they rather play as a Japanese guy.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. But you play as it. But they also have the Japanese woman. It looks like it's going to be like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, where you had the two protagonists and you can switch between them. So I can't wait to see what they do. I love every Assassin's Creed game. Play every one of them. I can't wait for that game. I was stunned that it was coming out in November, because and so this holiday, I'm budgeting from now because if it's true that Avowed is in November and Indiana Jones in December, and Assassin's Creed is sandwiched between those two. R.I.P. to my wallet if any of the other got collector's editions or something, man. Right?
Yeah.
Because I might buy them up, or I might pick and choose which one. You know what I'm saying?
Unlimited. I don't want to hear it unlimited. I know you're getting them all. I don't want to hear
I'm trying to be humble. Yeah. I'm trying not to be like a 1%er as Sega Forever now calling me.
Yeah, the only thing you're going to have to decide, Unlimited, is am I going to play one of these games or am I going to watch the Texans live or on tape delay?
Yeah. Sometimes I do both. I have the Texans on the tablet in the game while I'm gaming. But but other than that, I got more thoughts on it, and I'm probably going to talk about that another time, because I saw the controversy kind of blew up. But other than that, another Assassin's Creed game, another game I love that gets hate. That's typical for me. At this point, if I like a game, I expect it to be hated because I don't, because the game that excite me the most is not your standard Fortnite and Maddens and shit and GTAs. I don't care about them games. It's all the it's the Suicide Squad, it's the Assassin's Creed, it's the Avoweds. And I could just tell, and I've been doing this long enough where I just tell from the jump when a game is going to get criticized and what's going to be criticized. If it has a black character or a woman, it's going to be considered woke.
That's not even supposed to be woke. That's not what it is. It's like if they take a character.
Yeah, that exists or something, or like a good example would be like the new Saints Row reboot. That was ridiculous. The writing in that was ridiculous. Nobody talks like that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they think some of them think every single example is like a black character as well. And some of it is just predictable at this point. If it's an Xbox game, it's going to get a ridiculous narrative. You know what I'm saying? And yet, if what do you say was Lego Horizon? Think.
Lego
It was what?
Did you say there was a Lego Horizon game coming from?
Yeah. It's a Lego Horizon Zero Forbidden Entertainment game.
Yeah. And watch how they pretend that's going to be the best game of the year. And by the way, your boy Unlimited had the epiphany, and I'm calling it right now. Helldivers 2 winning Game of the Year at this year Game of the Year awards. I called it. Tell you right now, calling it May. The way that I called Baldur's Gate 3 last summer.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Helldivers 2 is going to win Game of the Year at this year's Game of the Awards.
And Unlimited, even though it's not in 183 countries.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody's going to be playing it by time November, December. But I had an epiphany last night, and I'm like, oh shit, this game is winning Game of the Year because it's lining up perfectly. Why? Yep. Sony has nothing else. All their other games failed, and Xbox has a stacked year. They don't have anything else to really line up against, right? Because I don't think there's real. I don't think that we have that big third party game like we did the last few years that at least would have canceled it out. You know what I'm saying? There's no Baldur's Gate or Elden Ring this year that they could use at least, So my epiphany this week was like Helldivers 2's winning Game of the Year. I'm calling that right now. And so this December when they win it, don't be surprised when your boy Unlimited ends up being correct.
And I have an epiphany that Sega Man and I just got knocked down again. We're about 2 weeks back now because Dia just got a new friend in Tool Man, so he's gonna get the chance to play with Dia before Sega Man.
I'm gonna have you, Sega Man, and Tool Man. I got my team. team. So I said next weekend because I know nobody's gonna want to not play Hellblade 2. So I'm gonna wait till after that comes out next weekend, guys. You think you could do it?
Yeah.
All right, we got it.
If you get a chance, play Horde mode because Horde mode is godlike.
That's the bomb. Yeah, Horde mode is the bomb.
That's what we're gonna play. Hey, what's up, Realist?
Yeah. So hey, what's up, Realist man? But yeah, guys, thank you for joining us on tonight's Unlimited Truth. And yeah, by the way, Sega Forever, and I'm now renaming the show the Unlimited 1%er. You know what I'm saying? My background's gonna look like King David's background with all the statues and stuff next. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, guys, I'm just doing well. That it's literally just look. Anything could happen, and everything I work for could be gone in a minute. And I realized that, so I don't try to brag. I just like sharing my collection because I love gaming.
Oh, and Unlimited stop. He'll raise gas prices on our ass up here because we have this special blend in the Chicagoland area, and he'll make his money back instantly.
Yeah,
that's his game plan.
Always giving our secrets away, man. Oh man! But with that said, guys, you guys have a great week. Rest of the week, I might do a solo show if I feel up to it. But other than that, guys, fantastic show tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Tuck and Hebot already jumped through. E-Rock, he said he was gonna be here, but you know him, man. He comes.
E-Rock has been talking so much shit, dude. He has been keeping me going, dude.
Yeah, man. I would love to hear his views.
He didn't come in today. I thought he would, though.
Yeah. I mean, I did send. I always send him a link. And so if he comes, he comes. If not, I mean, you know how it is. Everybody got family to take care of. So he comes when he comes, and if not, that's also cool. We're always going to love E-Rock over here at the Unlimited Truth and the Exile family.
Yeah,
and the Exile podcast might make a return sometime this century.
Well, I hope somebody does a little,
hopefully.
Like thing for Hellblade on our side. I don't want to hear that from the enemy side. I would love for somebody with one of our voices to kind of give you a reflection of Hellblade too, because I don't trust those other people.
Yeah.
Dia is the one with the 9090. She needs to tell us how good it looks.
I'm going to be playing it, so.
Let us know how it plays in ultra high settings at 120 frames per second.
With real people in it.
And ultra widescreen mode and everything.
Right.
I might just because I'm trying my best to beat Hellblade 1. I'm gonna after this show I'm gonna continue. So I'm trying my best to beat it. I've been playing it all week, so I should.
You mean the first Hellblade that Sony had that they didn't nurture?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh man. But all right, guys, you guys have a great rest of the week, and we are out.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.